Sound check. Hello. Good morning.
Also, sound checking this mic.
Yes. Oh, sound check so good.
I think we're ready.
Hello, welcome to Madison, Wisconsin, where we are watching the Quad Cities Derby team play against the Fargo-Morehead Derby team.
Yep, here in sunny Madison, Wisconsin. I am Rich Mahogany.
And I'm Assassinate.
And we're very excited to bring you this game early this morning here at Fast Forward Skate Center. Got, as Nate said here, we've got our two teams, Quad City and Fargo-Morehead. And we're going to take a moment here to kind of introduce you to those teams, tell you a little bit about their rosters.
That's right. Skating for Quad Cities, we have Darth Baber, Slaughtermelon, Crystallica, Dauntless, the Lioness, Colonel Chaos, Marijuana, Dirty Harriet, Lady Gotcha, Mean Latifah, Missy Fit, Jamis Joplin, and their coaching staff, King Louie and Penny Payne.
Over on the Fargo-Morehead side, Fargo will be skating in the blue, with Quad Cities in the white with red accents. We've got number 2.0, number 106 Jabberblock, number 12 McFun, number 13 Killer Queen, number 135 Rita Riot, number 1531 Rugby, number 16 Nutmeg, number 222 Anita Cap, Anita Knapp, my mistake.
30, yes, boy, do I ever.
Oh, yeah, right? Need some coffee. Number 37, J Mitz. Number 531, Mallflower. Number 687, Serendipity. Number 77, Artichoker. And number 95, Grateful Red. On the bench, they have Family Jewels and Calcutta.
I neglected to say the numbers of the Quad Cities, so I'll do their whole roster again. Just kidding. I'm not going to do that.
What we will do, though, is tell you a little bit about our officiating staff. And real quick, because we've got a first whistle calling our teams to the track.
All right.
Mr. Nate.
Yes. Our officials are Dark Matter, out of Madison, Toxic Narcotic out of Madison, Devastator out of Fargo, General Issue out of Quad Cities, Disgrace Kelly out of Quad Cities, Radio Smacktive out of Madison, Cupcake Battering out of Madison, and Eddie Lizard out of Madison.
And our non-skating officials, all out of Madison, are going to be Gorham Reaver, Show Nuff, John Lane, Uno Moss, Bada Boombox, Hellwoods, Antimatter, and Kat Sheehan. And what timing, Nate? We're into the action.
Perfect timing. All right, and that is Quad Cities. Quad Cities in the white with red trim, taking lead jammer status.
It's number 3, Dauntless with the star, taking lead for Quad City. See the Fargo Jammer in the blue at the back. That's number 37, J-Mitz, still working on the initial pass behind a tripod of Quad City blockers. Meantime, up at the front, Quad City's Jammer is through number 3, Dauntless, for a first scoring pass. So first points of the game scored.
To the points for Quad Cities. See if Fargo can make this up. Fargo-Morehead, that is. I did go to college in Morehead, so I shan't forget the second of the Twin Cities up there. Go Cobbers, if there are any Cobbers listening.
So that first jam is called to conclusion. A total of 8 points put up by Quad City, 0 for Fargo-Morehead. We will have a single blocker starting in the box for Fargo. So a bit of a pack advantage here for Quad City as we go into jam number 2. We will have a quick timeout called for a official reason, a very official reason.
If you're watching the stream, please chime in and say where you're watching from.
Yeah. So this is the first of 3 round-robin games that we are playing this weekend. This is the only game that we're playing today. However, you can tune in tomorrow at 9:25 a.m. Central right back here to see Madison take on Fargo-Morehead. And then at 11 a.m., Madison will be taking on the Quad Cities. So Madison getting a chance here. I can, looking around the venue here, I see a few Madison skaters here likely going to be scouting these teams to see what they can... They're checking out the competition for tomorrow.
They're here to support, but also to check out the competition.
Absolutely. So sounds like we are working out a bit of a technical issue for the score table. So appreciate your patience.
If you want to support either of these teams on their social media, you can find the Quad City Rollers on Facebook. Just look up Quad City Rollers. The Fargo-Morehead team would be FM Derby Girls. So look them up there. Both of them have an active presence on Facebook.
Likewise, you can check out Madison Roller Derby at Madison Roller Derby on the Facebooks as well. And we've got a beautiful rolling whistle. Drops our skaters into position. We are ready to get into jam number 2.
For Fargo-Morehead, that is 2.0. And I can't see who it is on the Quad Cities. I'll let you know in a second.
Yeah,
That's Jamis Joplin skating for Quad Cities, who incidentally takes lead jammer status.
Nice run up the inside by Jamis Joplin there to take the lead jam position. 2.0 working her way through the pack, is up at the front. Oh, but just enough time bought by the Quad Cities to get up there and reform the wall. There's a nice block there by number 38. That 38 I don't have on my list. Well, poo.
I don't either, unless it's 130. All right, that's another. That's a big jam for Quad City. The second lead jam, 2 jams, 2 lead jams for Quad City. Still 0 points for Fargo-Morehead.
We'll have one more clock stoppage here. Is going to be another official timeout. Yes. Big cheers to our officials, without whom none of this would be possible. Without it would just be a lawless bunch of skaters skating in circles, throwing themselves at each other. It would be pure chaos. Fun, but dangerous.
Fun but dangerous, and safety is rule 1.
Absolutely. Especially as we start coming back from our extended breaks. We really don't want to get anybody hurt.
And we've got a Roll Tide in the comments. Roll Tide. My old roommate, Trent, his mom is watching.
Oh.
Hey, Donna.
Thank you very much, Donna. And everybody else tuning in bright and early this Saturday morning. I know there's nothing I'd rather be doing than sitting here and watching some amazing roller derby. I'm sorry y'all can't be here with us. But that said, Madison will be, we are getting back to the home season action, Nate.
Can't wait.
We are finally going to be getting back on track here in Madison Roller Derby. You can check us out. It'll be our home season is just going to be 3 dates. It's going to be a 2022-2023 season. The first will be December 12th, 2022. Next game, January 21st, 2023, and February 11th, 2023. These games will be held at the Kiva Sports Center in Middleton.
New venue for this team.
Yes, indeed. Going to be we've played there before for some summer games in the days of yore here and there, but it's generally Madison playing at the Alliant Energy Center. But for this little home season, it's going to get a little bit more intimate at Kiva Sports Center. So check us out. Keep following Madison Roller Derby on social media for more updates on that upcoming season. But we're really excited to be able to bring Madison back to the track and have live roller derby again. It'll be great.
It's going to be so much fun.
If you are in Madison, little heads up, little insider's tip here. After the game today, folks are going to be heading down to the Monona Skate Park around 1:30 p.m., maybe around 2 o'clock, depending on how quickly everything gets out of here. And so yeah, just an opportunity for some of the folks who skated here today or maybe didn't get a chance to skate here today to get out and check out some ramps and enjoy the skate park. So if you are in the area and would like to join us around 1:30, 2 o'clock at the Monona Skate Park, come on out.
Are you going to bring your skates?
No, unfortunately, I'm nursing a little bit of a back injury.
Okay.
So we'll be getting back on skates soon.
All right.
But I would love to. Were I in peak physical form,
Sure.
I would, or at least in a peak enough physical form to not risk further injury. I
Sure.
would absolutely be out there with these folks. But so you all need to come out and keep it going for me.
Yeah.
Like,
Let's just hang out.
skate for Rich.
Skate for Rich. Hashtag skate for Rich.
All right, we are ready to get back into the action. Taking a look at the penalty box, there is a single Quad Cities skater in the box. So a pack advantage going to Fargo-Morehead. Quad Cities taking lead jam. That's number 29, Crystallica.
And jamming for Fargo-Morehead is Riot Rita.
Right, Rita, number 135, still working on the initial pass, working on that outside line in turn 3, but the Quad City Triangle is doing a marvelous job. The name is sneaky. You would think that their strength would be in 4 players, but man, that 3-player block is very an elastic triangle at the back of the pack there. Kristalica through for 4 points. We do now see Riot Rita through on the initial pass. We'll see if Quad Cities will allow any points up at the board. No. Could hear from here the Quad Cities bench going for that call. So 4 more points. I'm sorry. Okay, that'll be a 7-point jam. So 2 jams in a row. Quad Cities picked up 8 points. Now they're getting 7. So Fargo's defense starting to lock down a little faster now. That will bring the score up to Quad Cities 19, Fargo-Morehead 0.
And it looks like that's Jay Mitz lining up for Fargo-Morehead once again. And for Quad Cities, that's
going to be Dauntless for the Quad
Dauntless.
Cities. Nice cut up to the front there by Lady Gotcha from Quad Cities to open up that wall. However, we do have Fargo-Morehead out taking lead jam. Dauntless out in front, though, will force the call off from Fargo. So our first scoreless jam of the game.
Yep. But Fargo-Morehead has broken the seal and has hit a lead jam.
That they have. So as we line up for jam number 5, we've got both teams at full strength. I see 2.0 lining up for Fargo-Morehead. And, of course, just as I look down to the line, the Quad Cities jammer gets real low and jumps to the inside line, breaks right through to take lead jam. That's number 970, Janice Joplin, taking lead jam for the Quad Cities. 2.0 now breaking free of the pack for Fargo. So precious little time here for Janice Joplin to get points.
Janice Joplin hitting it and quitting it.
Indeed, that once again, just having their head on a swivel, their bench, very great communication happening out there. Will force the call off. 0 points up for Fargo. 3 points on that last jam for the Quad Cities. We're going to see a team timeout called for by Fargo.
I imagine they get sick of it, hearing about it, but I do enjoy that movie and the subsequent shows.
It's a solid legacy.
Yeah. Very good.
Right.
Very good stuff. That's all I had to say about it.
All right, brilliant. Well said. Well said.
Yep.
Good point. Well made. Got a shout out here from Carly saying good luck to the FM Derby girls. Shouting out to number 222.
Anita Knapp.
Oh, yeah. The Pugs are cheering for you. I think that's what this timeout is probably for.
It's for the Pugs.
It's they're calling it like feel the power of the Pugs.
Mm-hmm.
Let the Pug power flow through you.
Yep.
I was looking for another P
Sure,
word there,
P,
but the
Pug power.
the alliteration isn't quite on yet. Need a little bit more coffee yet.
By tomorrow, we'll be on full strength.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of coffee, I'm going to take a sip.
Lining up here to get into the action once again. It'll be jam number 6. Both teams at full strength. That means 80 wheels ablazing on the flat track. I know basic math. Yeah. We've got Kristalica on the line for the Quad Cities in the white with red accents. Riot Rita out there jamming for Fargo in the blue with white accents. Kristalica on the inside line will take lead jam for the Quad Cities. That inside line treating the Quad Cities jammers quite well in these past few jams. Rita now through for Fargo-Morehead.
Oh, good. We got some talking out on the track. I like that. Communication.
Yeah, with the blue jammer coming around the back, those last 2 blockers at the back for Quad Cities were just points waiting to be eaten up, and lo and behold, Fargo will go on the board with a single point. Pug power activate.
See, it was they needed the Pugs. They needed the Pug power.
Got J-Bits out there jamming for Fargo-Morehead in the blue. Dauntless out for Quad Cities in the white. And Dauntless will take lead jam. J-Mitts now out at the front of the pack for Fargo, eligible to score points. Nice hit to the outside by Fargo's pivot there. Looking at numbers. Oh, my God.
That'd be Serendipity.
Great shot on the outside, ending that jam. Taking a look. No, some points were likely awarded, but I'm not seeing them on the board.
Serendipity.
There they
Serendipity to pulling the old stay out there. I like the multiple jam in a row skaters.
Yeah, right back to the line. So that was 4 points picked up by the Quad Cities. As you said, Serendipity staying on the line right into the mix. As Jamis Joplin through to take lead jam for the Quad Cities.
Yep, and that is 2.0 for Fargo-Morehead.
Single blocker to beat for 2.0. Does take a hit. Oh, and then slides to the inside. Will be forced to recycle back into the apex of turn 1 and 2. So 2.0 still working on that initial pass as Jamis Joplin comes around looking to score some points. Whoa. Serendipity out there doing work. Her second jam out in a row knocks Jamis Joplin to the inside. So we do have a jammer penalty. 2.0 has gone to the box for Fargo-Morehead. So Quad Cities and Jamis Joplin on the power jam.
Power jam.
Power jam.
Who has more fun, us or them? Do you think the skaters or us?
I think it's a tight competition.
Really? I think so too.
Pack picking up speed going into turn 1 as 2.0 returns to the track for Fargo-Morehead. And a quick call off there as soon as 2.0 starts getting into striking distance. We'll end the jam. 8 points for Quad Cities. None up for Fargo-Morehead. Score stands at Quad Cities 37, Fargo-Morehead 1. Got about 22 minutes remaining to play in the first half. Seeing some clear Fargo-Morehead representation here in the chat. Love to see it. Riot Rita back on the track for Fargo-Morehead. Working her way up to the front of the pack. Number 29, Crystal Ice out for Crystallica for Quad Cities. And Riot Rita taking lead jam. This will be the second lead of the game for Fargo-Morehead. Fargo doing a good job of keeping the Quad Cities pack split up for a little bit there. It took them a while to be able to reform up at the front. An apex jump attempt by the Quad Cities jammer will end the jam. It's like 2 points picked up by Fargo. So that was a clean apex jump.
Yeah, that was
nicely landed there by the Quad Cities jammer.
Pug power nap.
Oh, I love it. Carly, we need to get you on the microphone, friend. That's that. All right, we are back into the action for jam number 10. Dauntless on the line for Quad Cities against J-Mitts for Fargo-Morehead. J-Mitts up in the front of the pack will take lead jam for 2 lead jams in a row for Fargo. Big run back on Dauntless by Serendipity. Dauntless spots the opening on the inside. Little hop over the apex does get through. Now out eligible to score points. However, not lead jammer. J-Mitts getting run back by 138 for Quad Cities, Darth Baber.
J-Mitts tries to staunch the flow of blood by calling off the jam.
It's a good call. Definitely a time to kind of keep the jam rolling a bit when you have the lead and have opportunities to get points when you're have a deficit of this size at this point in the game. But yeah, definitely don't want to give up too many points. And in fact, it looks like Fargo didn't give up any points in that last jam. They picked up the 1 point, but called it before any damage could be done by the Quad Cities. Very well done.
All right, that is Jamis Joplin for Quad Cities, once again taking lead jammer status against 2.0 for Fargo-Morehead. Jamis Joplin at 100% lead jammer status every time she has skated so far.
Jamis taking the outside line to just race ahead of Fargo-Morehead. Will just barely get out and call off the jam before 2.0 can get in and score some points. This hit it and quit it style is really going very well for Quad Cities. Although you are seeing like Fargo is starting to warm up to their style there because these jams were going 8-0. Now we're seeing a lot more of these 4-0, 3-0 jams.
4-3, 4-1. You know.
Yep. Fargo taking more leads. Going to see how the momentum shifts as we get into jam number 12. Do have a single blocker in the box for Quad Cities. Fargo at full strength. Kristalica up at the front takes lead jam for Quad Cities. Riot Rita, though, hot on her heels.
Hot on her wheels.
Oh, no points for that jam.
I stole hot on her wheels from Alligator. I have to cite my sources.
It's important. It's important to give the shout outs. Like credit where credit's due.
Yep.
All right, we are going to go into a quick official timeout, or potentially quick. I have no insight into what they're timing out for. But nobody's going to the score table. They're just talking in the infield. So we had talked a little bit earlier about the upcoming Madison Roller Derby home season that's going to be held at Kiva Sports Center. And Nate, you had mentioned that that's not the normal place where Madison Roller Derby happens. And in fact, Fast Forward Skate Center here is in danger of going away.
Yes.
Is almost a certainty that this place where Madison Roller Derby has been training and skating and holding games since their inception.
Nigh on 200, 300 years.
Yeah, like since time immemorial.
Right.
This place is unfortunately going to be going away.
The first wheel was invented here.
The first roller derby wheel, the first bearing. Mouse's skate shop just right over there. But anyway, the point is Madison Roller Derby is looking for a new home, and we would love your help. So if you're in the Madison area or know people in the Madison area who have any leads on a space or a venue, please reach out to executive director at madisonrollerderby.org.
Thank you for that reminder. All right, on this track we have Quad Cities taking lead jammer status. That is Dauntless, but followed up by J-Mitz for Fargo-Morehead.
Fargo, again, doing a great job getting their jammers out nice and quickly right behind the Quad Cities jammers. Pack moving pretty quickly up there in turn 3. Call-off will be forced. No points up for Fargo. We see our jammer conferring on the outside. That'll be 2 points picked up for Quad Cities. So Fargo really closing the gap here.
Right.
Or at least the initial score gap in each jam. The next step is that gap on the scoreboard.
Mm-hmm. All right, starting jam 14 here. We have Jamis Joplin once again against 2.0. Jamis Joplin taking another lead jammer status.
Jamis Joplin maintaining that perfect lead percentage, and I believe most of the times that she's gotten through have been on that inside line before she even gets to turn 1.
Yeah, I think if I'm Fargo-Morehead, I'm gonna work on working on closing that inside gap.
Yeah, Jamis Joplin does a great job though on that inside line. She's like so small and fast, and so it's almost like before you even know she's there, she's through. So we do see a 2.0 has gone to the box for Fargo-Morehead, so this is a power jam for Quad Cities. Jamis Joplin here to take full advantage of that. Picks up 4 more points. 8 so far. Will we see more? Something tells me we may.
We've got a tight tripod in Fargo-Morehead being busted up by 5'6'3".
Lady.
That is Lady Gotcha.
Great timing there by Lady Gotcha getting here, open up the wall. The persistence of breaking that tripod for Fargo-Morehead. We do have 2.0 back on the track. And once again, the jam will be called before Fargo can put any points up on that board. Looks like it's going to be a total of 12 points for that jam for the Quad Cities. Fargo-Morehead 0. Penalty box does stand empty, so both teams will be full strength going into this next jam.
If you are interested in roller derby, contact your local team at wherever they may be.
Yeah.
Contact them and try it out.
Yeah. I know we've got a recruitment at Madison Roller Derby at ORG for Madison. And then I encourage you to reach out to Quad City Rollers or FM Derby Girls on their social media to find out more about their recruiting. So we get back to the action on the track. It's Riot Rita jamming for Fargo. Crystallica out for Quad Cities. And it's Riot Rita taking lead jam for Fargo. Crystallica trying to cut from the inside to the out, but meets nothing but a wall of blue. Blue skies blocking at her. Of course, with that, she will break through, so now eligible to score points. Riot Rita through, picks up 4, will call off that jam. So that's going to be the first full 4 points that Fargo-Morehead Jammer has picked up this game. That brings their score up to 8. But Quad Cities held down to 0 with 59 points. We're just through the first half of the first half, 14 minutes and 15 seconds, give or take, remaining in the first half. Once again, penalty box stands empty as we get into Jam 17. Dauntless is our lead jammer for the Quad Cities in white. J Mitz for Fargo-Morehead in blue.
And it is J Mitz taking lead jammer status.
Serendipity doing some great solo blocking up on Dauntless at the front of the pack with a nice little roll. Over Dauntless will roll off the roll to roll on to take point eligibility. Oh! Tries to hop the apex, but does not quite stay in. Will be forced to recycle back. J-Mitz through to call off the jam. Will pick up 4 points on that pass. Or it looks like Quad Cities will also pick up 4 points. So a score wash on that jam. But the second jam in a row that Fargo has managed to pick up 4 points.
That's right. See if they can keep up this momentum, Rich.
Oh, I'm hoping they can, Mr. Nate. I'm sure the Fargo-Morehead fans at home are thinking just the same. We do have a single blocker in the box for Quad Cities, so pack advantage for Fargo-Morehead as 2.0 takes the line against Jamis Joplin. Jamis Joplin knocked down on the line.
This pair of jammers is a tale as old as time for this whole game.
Song as
old as rhyme, some may say.
Some might. This is probably the longest it's taken Jamis Joplin to, definitely the longest it's taken Jamis Joplin to get through, but she does maintain that record of getting lead every time she goes out. 2.0 being locked up behind the tripod of Quad Cities at the front.
Jamis Joplin picking up 4 points, calling off the jam, leaving Fargo-Morehead scoreless. I would like to shout out Fargo-Morehead. By the way, I did mention earlier, but I did go to college there.
That's where you got so finely educated.
That's where I got so finely educated. Fond memories growing up there. Now I make Madison my home, but
still get to talk about Fargo-Morehead and their glorious roller derby program.
Right.
As Crystallica is out there jamming for Quad Cities, but we've got Fargo-Morehead skater Riot Rita taking lead jam for Fargo. Crystallica is out, eligible to score points. There's some really fast packs out there. Nice job, Riot Rita. Spots a wide open inside line, speeds through. All right.
That was a huge jam for Fargo-Morehead.
And with that, Quad Cities will call a team timeout. So they still have a pretty solid lead here, 51 points ahead of Fargo-Morehead. But the tide is definitely starting to turn. So a wise time to pause the clock, kind of take a breath, see where are they poking holes in our defense here? What can we do to close those up?
That's right. It's still early enough in the game that anything can go either way on this. Light up the chat if you. Where are you listening from? Who are you supporting? Where are you watching from?
Yeah, love to hear from you all. Very much appreciate you joining us this morning or afternoon, depending on what time zone you're in. Evening, even if you're overseas.
Right.
Shout out to our overseas viewers.
To those of you watching this tomorrow, good day.
Yeah. Greetings from the past.
Yep.
All right, where our skaters are taking back to the track. Looks like it's going to be Jay Mitz out there for Fargo-Morehead. Lest my eyes deceive me. No, they don't. That is Jay Mitz up against Dauntless for Quad Cities. Dauntless up at the front, only 2 to get by. It's Bruno and Artichoker. She will break through, taking lead jam for the Quad Cities. Once again, though, Jay Mitz quickly out of the pack and hot in pursuit.
Quad City's calling it off after, what is that, probably 1 point, 2 points?
Looks like it's going to be 3 points picked up. It was a nice hit to the outside by Mallflower for Fargo-Morehead that ended that jam.
Mallflower, who's getting a lot of love in the comments here.
Mallflower clearly feeling the love, so keep on sending it. So yeah, that is a 2-0 jam, or 3-0 jam, my apologies, for in favor of Quad Cities. And I feel like I've seen this jam before, Nate. It's Janice Joplin on the inside line to take lead against 2.0 for Fargo. Going to have a multiplayer block assessed to, that was Slaughtermelon for the Quad Cities, so that'll diminish or equalize the pack strength here, as Fargo did have a blocker in the box already.
Shout out to Slaughtermelon's helmet.
Yes. Boutfit game on point.
But that is 2.0 going to the penalty box as well, so this will be a power jam in favor of Quad Cities.
Hammer Abbey may not be on the microphone, but there is certainly ham.
Yes, indeed, Rich.
Artichoker taking a hit out on Janice Joplin there, but Janice shrugs it off. Is going to get through for 4 more points. 2.0 now getting back into the action. Something tells me, oh yeah, there it goes. There goes the call off. So that'll be 0 points picked up by Fargo. At least 12 for the Quad Cities. Looks like it will settle at 12. And now that I've said that, I've confirmed that it was 12. It will change.
Yep, that's how it works.
It's the curse of the announcer, the blessing and the curse to be able to control the game with the power of our assumptions.
All right, Crystalica skating for Quad Cities. Riot Rita skating for Fargo-Morehead. It is Riot Rita for Fargo-Morehead taking lead jam standards. You knew what I meant.
Penalty box emptying out. Both teams now at full strength. Riot Rita in a bit of a pileup on the outside line in turn 2. Will be forced to call off the jam. The 4 points snaked away by the Quad Cities there.
All right, looks like that's Jay Mitz lining up for Fargo-Morehead. And Dauntless lining up for the Quad Cities.
Dauntless trying to push through on that inside line. Fargo-Morehead pack doing a good job holding her back, but then a little bit of a too far push out there. Dauntless doing a good job forcing the no pack.
Right, giving Dauntless the chance to take lead jammer status.
So will be a penalty assessed to a Fargo-Morehead blocker. Believe it was a so that was that's going to be a full minute sit for that blocker. It looks like I missed the initial penalty, but there was some sort of misconduct or insubordination called at the end of it. Perhaps a little too long leaving the track. So the jam will be called. 7 points up for Quad Cities. Fargo-Morehead held to 0. And, as I were just saying, the Fargo-Morehead team will be down a blocker for just shy of a full minute now.
Speaking of the misconduct call, we have a skater called misconduct, and at the last bout I was watching, someone called someone else for misconduct. Misconduct herself went to the penalty box. They're like, no, not you. The number we said.
The name does not fit the personality. Misconduct, Ducky, to those who may know her. A total gem of a human being. Back to the action on the track. Janice Joplin through taken lead jam for Quad Cities. Riot Rita working on the initial pass yet. Does get a nice handout through the pack from her friends. Unfortunately, that number is too far away for me to read it. Oh, but there's Serendipity up there doing work, opening up that outside line. So 3 points up for Quad Cities, 0 Fargo-Morehead. Score stands at Fargo-Morehead 17, Quad Cities 96. 5 minutes and 40 seconds remain to play in the first half. Fargo-Morehead still with a single blocker in the box. They are standing, though. We'll be getting back into the action soon. It's J-Mitz against Crystallica.
And it looks like it is Crystallica. Yes.
Some fancy footwork there, staying in on 1 foot, just kind of skating around the last blockers for Fargo-Morehead. Very nimbly done there by number 29, Crystallica for Quad Cities.
Calling off the jam before Quad Cities via J-Mitz can pick up any points. And Quad Cities hitting the century mark.
Yep. And even 100 points for the Quad Cities as we get into jam number 25 of the first half. So I got to tell you, Nate, one thing that's been really impressing me about this game so far has been the speed at which these skaters are moving. Not just because you usually don't see super fast derby, or at least you didn't in the before times,
right,
but more so to anybody who's skated on this track, they know it saps your speed and momentum like nothing else. So the fact that these skaters are continuing such speeds is really impressive to me.
Yeah, right. I wonder if they're using harder wheels or, you know what, they're just impressive athletes. That's what it is.
A little from column A, a little from column B, probably a lot from column B.
Yeah.
Definitely a lot from column B. Anyway, back to
that's
the action on the track.
Yep, that's cool. Dallas taking lead jammer status, skating against Fargo-Morehead's 2.0. 2.0 going to the penalty box, making a power jam for Dauntless.
Be interested to get some of the penalty counts for this. I know 2.0 has been to the box quite a few times in this first half. Has got to be starting to get a little into a little bit of penalty danger.
Right.
Well,
right, and then what does that do psychologically to your game, right?
Well, you have to, and you've got to, like somebody who's been a mainstay of the jammer rotation for Fargo-Morehead, who now you may be less inclined to play as often.
Right.
But with the size of the rosters, you may not have much option. So we'll keep an eye on that and see how it develops.
Both teams seem to be. I stopped keeping. I was keeping vague stats. I stopped doing that, but they're both floated. They're both rotating 3 jammers.
Mm-hmm, yeah. So that's going to put a lot of pressure on the other Fargo-Morehead jammers if she does foul out.
Mm-hmm. Pivot might have to step in.
We'll see if the pug power can keep her in the game. Oh,
power start.
No, that was that was not a jam start, but apparently we're just going with it. So we do have Janice Joplin out to take lead jam for the Quad Cities. 2.0 starting from the penalty box. Oh, nice block there by
Nutmeg.
yeah, number 16 Nutmeg. Says Bruno on the jersey.
2.0 out with a vengeance out of the penalty box.
The Fargo-Morehead defense now doing a great job of waylaying Janice Joplin at the back of the pack. 2.0 out. Oh, big hit there by Lady Gotcha for the Quad Cities on 2.0. Takes her to the outside of turn 4. Forces the recycle just as she was about to break through.
Janice Joplin calling off the jam after picking up 4 points.
So we are lining up for what has the potential to be the final jam of the first half. Just over a minute remaining on the clock as the jam begins. It'll be Rita Riot on the line for Fargo in the blue. Crystallica jams for Quad Cities in the white. Quad Cities loses their pivot to the box. That's 426 Marijuana. But Crystallica will take lead for Quad Cities with Rita Riot right on her heels. And you, wow, Crystallica with the pipes. You could probably hear her on the stream yelling at the team, go, pick up that speed, run.
Oh, because they want to get another jam in.
And we're going to get it.
Yep.
That jam ends with 37 seconds left on the clock, so we should be lining up fast enough to get one more jam. Oh, and Quad Cities not coming out from their box. Looks like they may well be. Oh, wait. Oh, they have. Oh, they're there. They just have a blocker and a jammer in the box. Oh, my.
Power start for Jay Mitz. Wow. Jay Mitz taking lead jammer status for Fargo-Morehead. Sorry, I interrupted you.
Oh, no, that's all good. Rich Mahogany with the track awareness or lack thereof. So we do have 3 blockers on the field for Quad Cities. No jammer, as you were saying. So we've got a nice situation to end out this half for Fargo-Morehead. Oh, track cut penalty assessed to jammer J-Mitz for Fargo right as Crystallica gets out of the box.
This will go the full 2 minutes, Rich.
That it will, which is a good thing here for J-Mitz, because had a lead still been open, there would be an opportunity here for Quad Cities to freeze J-Mitz in the box over the half, which, as we all know, she would have to sit there for the entire intermission.
Yep, not even get a drink of water.
No water, nothing.
That's the rules. We didn't make them.
But no, that is absolutely not true.
No.
And so this jam will keep going. J-Mitz will be able to return the track. Very nice defense there. Only now, by Fargo-Morehead, only now is Crystallica getting through the pack and eligible to score points. And J-Mitz flies right through, had already gotten lead, so that's 4 points for Fargo-Morehead.
So, Rich, tell us, if you get lead jammer status and then you go to the penalty box, that takes away your ability to call off the jam, yes?
It does indeed. If you go to the penalty box, you lose that lead jammer status. And it cannot be transferred to anybody else, so that means the jam will go to the full 2 minutes. You are very correct. An astute question, my friend.
Yeah, you're the rules guy. You know things.
No, don't put that evil on me.
No, it's you.
Don't you dare. J-Mitz through for another 4 points, but Crystallica right behind, right as the jam comes to that natural 2-minute conclusion. Good jam there for both teams. I believe that's going to be the tie the biggest jam for the Quad Cities and be the biggest jam for Fargo-Morehead. Yeah, go ahead. So, we've got a score of 8 there for Fargo in that last jam, 12 for Quad Cities. 100 points separate these teams as we go into the half. 125 for Quad Cities, 25 for Fargo-Morehead.
That's right. Both teams showing solid work, solid defense, solid offense. One thing we mentioned is Janice Joplin taking 100% lead jammer status every single time she's on the line. Janice Joplin for Quad Cities. So
a force to be reckoned with, to be certain. So we will. So we'll be taking about a 15-minute break here. We'll be back in the not too distant future. Going to go try and get a feel for what the penalty situation is out there. Try to bring you that information as we come back from the half. But otherwise, now is a great opportunity to go do what at least I plan on doing, and hydrating.
Yes, and you should too.
Yes.
That's rich mahogany.
That's assassinate. It's hard to hear me if I don't talk into the microphone.
Right.
That's not assassinate.
Not up there.
That's
This one.
assassinate.
But we'll be back in about 13 and a half minutes.
Yeah, thereabouts. Thank you for tuning in. Hope you've been having fun. We'll see you soon. Welcome back, Roller Derby fans. We are rejoined here in sunny Madison, Wisconsin at Fast Forward Skate Center to see the Quad City Roller Derby take on Fargo-Morehead Roller Derby.
That's right. We've had a big first half for Quad City. As we noted before, the half, we have a 100-point difference.
Yeah, that's right. We've got Quad Cities at 125, Fargo-Morehead at 25. Talk a little bit about the penalty situation. We were talking a little bit about that in that last jam. Right now, penalties aren't looking too bad across the board. Nobody on either team, like most folks, either don't have penalties or have one or two. There are a few with three. I think one or two with each on each team with three. But the big penalty news, one to keep a eye out on for the second half, is number 0, 2.0 for Fargo-Morehead, who's sitting at 5 penalties right now.
5 penalties.
And it was that we did confirm the final penalty at the end of that last jam that she was in was an insubordination for failure to leave the track quickly enough for the initial penalty that was assessed.
Okay. Yes, and Rich, it is 7 penalties and you're out in roller derby.
Yes, that is true. So it's as you were saying, both these teams are running a pretty tight jammer rotation. They've just been sending 3 jammers out each. So losing 2.0 to a foul out would be a definite blow to Fargo-Morehead.
Right. But a lot of times you'll see teams change their jammer rotation in the second half.
Yeah,
anyway,
exactly. So we'll see what these teams are going to bring. That was the nacho whistle. You know, it's not your whistle.
Oh, very nice.
Makes me hungry for chips.
I want some.
I like get some jalapenos and some beef. But we are back into the action. It's going to be Dauntless out jamming for Quad Cities in the white and red accents up against 2.0 for Fargo in the blue and white accents. And 2.0 taking lead jam.
This is 2.0's first lead jam in the game, and starting off the second half of this game strong.
Absolutely. You have only 2 blockers at the front of the pack for Quad Cities. There are 2 in the box. So that will be 4 points up for Fargo-Morehead to open up the second half, hold the Quad Cities down to 3.
Great first jam for the second half for Fargo-Morehead.
Strong way to start. And another good start into the second jam. Taking a look at the penalty box, there are 2 Quad Cities blockers seated there. Box is empty for Fargo-Morehead. So a nice advantage for Fargo-Morehead going into this next jam. We'll see if Riot Rita can capitalize on that as she jams against Janice Joplin.
And capitalize upon it, she does. Riot Rita takes lead jammer status, breaking Janice Joplin's 100% lead jam status for the first time this game.
That pug power nap during the halftime seems to have reinvigorated the Fargo-Morehead team. That's going to be 4 more points as the jam is called, with Quad Cities held to 0.
Oh, geez, as they say in Fargo-Morehead.
Geez. Cheese and rice. So that is going to go a 4-0 jam for Fargo-Morehead. Scores at 33 Fargo, 128 Quad Cities.
I'm going to have to disagree with your detective work there. DLR, that's a dealer plate. It's a quote from the movie.
Getting back to the action on the track. Crystallica jams for Quad City in the white against J-Mitz on Fargo-Morehead in the blue. And it's going to be Crystallica taking lead jam for the Quad Cities. Quad Cities taking up a defensive position at the back of the pack, ready to just wrap around J-Mitz there as Crystallica tries to break through the wall at the front of the pack. Nice help there from Lady Gotcha. Pivot for the Quad Cities, helping to open up that wall, breaking Crystallica free. J-Mitz still working on the initial pass. Almost through, but takes another big hit from Lady Gotcha. So just doing some solid work out on this jam.
Lady Gotcha's doing a lot of solid work on this whole game.
That's right. See, just like here, like, oop, gotcha, oop, gotcha.
Oops, gotcha.
So the jam is called. A total of 6 points are up on the board for the Quad Cities. Fargo held down to 0. So we're back to that just about 100-point spread. It's 101 points separating these teams now.
Yep. It's a Dalmatian amount of points.
Where's Quilla DeVille? Somebody's here to steal points.
Right.
Or puppies, one of the two. It's going to be Dauntless against 2.0 for this next jam. Single blocker standing in the box for the Quad Cities, who's now running in on the left-hand side of your screen. Nice run back there by Serendipity.
Dauntless, fancy footwork around the outside, taking lead jammer status.
Very nice spin. Dauntless has some amazing footwork. I really appreciate the one-footed come around on the hip maneuver.
Yeah, that part of the track, turn 2, is off the screen for our viewers. Unfortunately, they didn't get to see it, but trust us, it was epic.
It was highlight of my morning.
Yes, I'm gonna leave now. I'm done.
Oh yeah. Today's peaked.
Yep.
That is so not true. We've got 25 minutes on the clock remaining in this game.
And not to mention, we have more Derby tomorrow.
Oh, yes, right you are. So if you are enjoying this action and can't get enough, we have 2 more games for you. Both of these teams will be taking on Madison in 2 distinct games, not the same time.
Not the same time, not 2 on 1, not crazy time, yeah.
But tune in back here on YouTube at 2:25 a.m. Central Time for Madison taking on Fargo-Morehead.
Not 2:25, 9:25.
9:25. I'm just going to stop and talk about this jam. We'll talk about the game stuff for tomorrow later.
That's Jamis Jovelin taking lead jammer status for Quad Cities. Riot Rita, hot in the wheel, well, half a track behind for Fargo-Morehead, but skating fast.
Hack, once again, just moving really quickly. And I feel like Quad Cities is using that to great advantage. Seems like their blockers are really good at using the momentum of their opponents to be able to move them where they want.
It's like a skate jitsu. And the jam is called off. Let's talk more about these games tomorrow. 9:25. These are all Central Time. Madison against Fargo-Morehead. And following that, 11 a.m., Madison versus Quad Cities. These times are always fluctuating a little bit. So just log in around that time and enjoy some Derby.
Yeah, sometimes warm-ups go a little long, but Nate and I will be here bringing you our dulcet tones as these 2 teams that we are seeing now take on the host league, Madison Roller Derby. So we do have an official review happening now.
What if they did have 2 teams against 1 team? How would that look?
Madison versus the world. If the world were Quad Cities, Iowa, and Fargo-Morehead. Which to some, you know.
Some, that's the world.
Not entirely. We'll see if we can get some information on this review for you. We don't hear the announcer booth. We're a little elevated, so it may be difficult for us to get that feedback, but we will do what we can to bring the information to you. So,
more if you want to. The Madison Roller Derby home season, we mentioned before, but it bears repeating. Starts December 12th, the next one being January 21st, and the following being February 11th, my brother's birthday. These are at Kiva Sports Center in Middleton.
That's right. So we will, if you're in the Madison-Middleton area, it'll be a great time to come and check out those games. We are going to try to stream them. We haven't, we're still in the initial planning phases of how all that's going to work, so we're hopeful that there will be a stream, much like this one, perhaps a little bit more robust. But
maybe some more cameras.
Maybe more cameras. That would be amazing. Maybe more announcers.
Maybe more announcers.
Definitely more teams.
More teams.
We've got our 4 Madison home teams. We'll be coming back for some action, so definitely come and check that out. And here comes the Gorham Reaver to give us those sweet deets. So there was a failure to yield penalty that was issued to a blocker on Quad Cities, the one currently in the box. So unfortunately, I do not have the number of. But so White was looking to have that penalty rescinded. However, on review, the penalty will stand. So no change. Quad Cities loses their official review. But this has been even if they didn't get to retain the review, this has been a nice clock stoppage, an opportunity to kind of sit and breathe.
Take a breath, yep.
For both of these teams. And Fargo-Morehead has come out of the gate in the second half much stronger than they started the first half, to be certain. And so Quad Cities, it kind of behooves them to take a moment here and see what they can do to slow down that momentum, kind of move things back in their favor. All right, getting back to the action on the track, we will have a single blocker in the box for both teams. Kristalica on the line for Quad Cities in white. Jay Mifts for Fargo-Morehead in the blue.
Serendipity and
774, I don't have.
Mean Latifa 777. Both going to the box for failure to reform, I believe.
You are correct. That was 2 failure to reform penalties. We do have Kristalica with lead for Quad Cities. Has already picked up 4 points, looking to get some more. Crushes through the pair of Fargo blockers there. That was number 77, Artichoker, at least, of the pivot there. So Jay Mitz is through. That is the initial pass for Fargo. Oh, bodies hitting the floor in turn 4 as the jam will be called.
Another scoreless jam for Fargo-Morehead. 11 points scored for Quad Cities on that jam. Jam 6 of this half.
I have to agree with you, David. It's interesting to see an official review being used on a blocker penalty this early in a period. I can only imagine that they were pretty confident that they would be able to get it back.
It must have been a systemic and egregious penalty to call.
Yeah, I know that blocker is definitely not in danger of fouling out. But anyway, back to the action on the track. 2.0 back out there jamming for Fargo-Morehead has been off for a few jams. 2.0 being the only jammer or only skater who is in danger of fouling out right now.
Dauntless takes lead jammer status after attempting an apex jump, being knocked out by Serendipity, but then making her way through the pack to get lead jammer status. Now making on her first scoring pass.
Pack getting very spread out in turn 3. No pack will be called, letting 2.0 through. So 2.0 now eligible to score points as the as the Quad Cities jammer Dauntless has gone to the box. I missed the penalty, Nate. Did you see it?
I did not. I missed it too. I was watching 2.0.
Well, so now this is a power jam for Fargo in 2.0. The jam will go for the full 2 minutes. We do have just under a minute. A failure to reform penalty called on 106 jabber block for Fargo will send them to the box. 2.0 is through, picks up 3 points on a no pass, no penalty as she got through turn 2 there.
Dauntless out of the penalty box, back on the track. Both teams still have one blocker in the penalty box.
Oh, Dauntless coming in hot on the back of the pack there and is forced to the inside there by Serendipity and the rest of the wall. I believe actually 2.0 is actually part of that blocking wall. Jammer turned blocker for a moment there.
4 points for Dauntless. Both teams now at full strength. Nope, just kidding.
Yeah. Blocker in the box. Another blocker in the box. I feel like we might have jinxed things at the start of this half, saying how penalties were generally pretty light. We've seen a lot of penalties in these first few jams in the second half. But big scoring jam for a full 2 minutes there. 12 points put up by Quad Cities, tying the highest scoring jam from the first half. And I believe that is 6 points for Fargo-Morehead. Score now stands Fargo-Morehead 43, Quad Cities 168, 20 minutes and 35 seconds remain to play. As we get into jam number 8 in the second half, both teams have a single blocker down. Riot Rita jamming for Fargo in blue. Jamis Joplin out for Quad Cities in white.
Both teams keeping the same 3 jammer rotation in the second half.
And we are seeing a little bit less of 2.0. She only has she can get one more penalty safely before fouling out. Bit of a pile up on turn 1 as Janice Joplin gets through to take lead jam. Only having given up lead jam once in this game, if I am not mistaken.
I believe I believe that's true.
Given our incredibly effective stat tracking system of our memories.
Some behind-the-scenes info, some little background info. Sometimes we will have a person keeping track of stats and telling them to us and making us sound super smart.
Oh, they make us sound so smart?
Right. We don't have that today. But usually if you hear an announcer saying something smart, it's because there's someone else sitting there giving them that stuff.
Producers are my lifeblood.
Right.
Both teams are at full strength as we get into jam number 9 of the second half.
That's Kristalica skating for Quad Cities. J Metz skating for Fargo-Morehead.
Kristalica trying to punch through the wall of Fargo at the front. We'll lose someone to the box, perhaps. No, that was the lead jammer whistle.
There it is. Yeah, that was a slow call though.
Yeah, so it is going to be Kristalica taking lead for Quad Cities. Quad Cities losing a blocker to the box. Serendipity, whenever she puts her hip up on your hip, then she dips, you dip. They both dip. But Serendipity's target usually dips a little bit lower.
Rich, you are a treasure.
Oh, stop. Shout out to Nat Splat with her shout out to us. Thank you. We love you too. Hope you're feeling all right, Nat. Recovering well. Taking a little spill during the scrimmage prior to this.
A little spill, to say the least. It looked like it hurt. I mean, just kidding.
Yeah. No, like it did. It looked rough. So I hope it's not nearly as bad as it looked. We love you, Nat. So we are now in the midst of a official timeout. So it gives the opportunity to just, again, remind folks, if you're in the Madison area checking out this game and you're like, wow, these people look so awesome, for one, you're right.
Correct.
2, you can come and hang out with some of us after this game, about 1:30, 2 o'clock p.m. Central Time, out at the Monona Skate Park on Nichols Road in Monona. Folks will be heading out there after the game because can't get enough skating. Can't stop, won't stop. So we'll be out there at the skate park having some fun, catching some rays, catching some sweet air on the ramps.
Sweet air, some shredding the gnar, as they say.
The gnar.
Shredding the gnar.
I like it. I'm going to take your word for it.
Yep. I think that's a thing.
It sounds like a thing. If it's not, we're making it one.
You're right. All right, we are back to the action.
Keep that booty cold, Nat. Keep it cold.
Ice cold. Dauntless skating for Quad Cities. 2.0 skating for Fargo-Morehead. Both. Oh, looks like both. We got a strong Fargo-Morehead triangle up there.
It's real like this. I don't think the pack has been this stationary the entire game. Very tightly packed. Losing a blocker to the box there for Quad Cities. Dauntless now working her way up to the front. But the Fargo wall holds strong. Only a 2-wall at the back, holding back 2.0. Got Mallflower in there trying to help break it up, but that was a dance of death at the back of the pack. And we will have 2.0 through. Our lead jam has been called for Dauntless. Dauntless, though, at the back of the pack will just wait. Let 2.0 use a little bit of energy to come around to the pack, but waiting to call off that jam. So that's going to be 0-0 for jam number 10 of the second half. So with that, as we get into this next jam, a single blocker stands in the box for Quad Cities. So quickly back up to full strength will they be.
You can look up, if you want more information on either of these teams, Quad City Rollers on Facebook or the FM Derby Girls on Facebook.
Janice Joplin out jamming for Quad Cities. It's going to be Rita Riot, though, out to take lead for Fargo-Morehead. Jamis is now through, eligible to score some points. A very split-up pack in the second straightaway. Quad Cities will reform their tripod at the front just in the nick of time. But, oh, beautiful maneuver by Rita Riot there, pushing that tripod to the outside right as she was getting into the apex, opening her up a beautiful hole on the inside to take those 4 points and call in the jam.
She read them the riot act, Rich.
Oh, it's good to be back.
It's good to be back.
Once again, we'll have 2 blockers in the box, 1 for each team. So just tripods for days out there as Kristalica goes out to jam for Quad Cities, taking a quick lead jam.
Dancing on those toe stops to get a fast start. That was awesome.
Oh,
J-Mit's heading for Fargo-Morehead, heading to the penalty box for a track cut, making this a power jam in favor of Quad Cities.
Oh, and you can barely see on the right-hand side of the screen here, Quad City lining up for a crush, waiting, letting their jammer hit first, but then coming in to break up that wall. Oh, it didn't, but Fargo, apparently their blocker came out of the box right there just as they were hitting. So the crush didn't quite work the way Quad City was hoping for. A nice defense on that by Fargo-Morehead. Will force the call off. 7 points picked up for the Quad Cities to 0 for Fargo. Oh, and so that jam actually ends fast enough where we still have the Fargo-Morehead jammer in the box. So J-Mitz starting from the box, but is now standing, so we'll be getting back in soon. So Dauntless and Quad Cities with the power start.
Whoa! Toe action. You can't see it on the screen, but it happened.
Oh, that was... But, oh, it did result in a cut. So Dauntless now, and that same apex where J-Mitz cut in the last jam, now Dauntless has fell victim to the same trap. J-Mitz through, and lead jam was open, so lead jam goes to Fargo-Morehead.
That was a power start that went in favor of the jammer that started in the box. That's awesome. That's amazing. How many times do you see that?
Not very often, Nate. And we're going to see if Fargo-Morehead can capitalize on this. One skater to beat, though. That
No pass.
looks like a no pass, no penalty. All right, so 3 points picked up on that pass for J-Mitz. Very nice hit, though, by the pivot for Quad Cities. Must have just barely gone out themselves with that hit.
Dauntless back on the track, being held up by that Fargo-Morehead tripod / quadrangle.
I believe that's Missy Fit, who's the pivot for Quad Cities right now. No, I'm sorry. Now I see the number. That is, once again, Lady Gotcha. She got me, Nate.
She got you. But Nutmeg takes a star pass for Fargo-Morehead.
Oh, the first star pass of the game. Penalty assessed, or penalty whistle out.
4 points for Nutmeg. Nutmeg wearing the star for the first time in this game.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Blue 1-3.
Killer Queen.
Assessed a destruction pack or penalty, but almost went through the infield to serve that try to serve that penalty. So wow! Holy cow! A 13-point
jam.
Amazing, and on a star pass, no less. That brings the score for Fargo up to 60 against Quad Cities 181. Great jam there for Fargo.
I apologize if I caused the levels to reach the red on that one.
It's hard to hold back the hype. So we are now getting a trip to the gun show. We are in an official timeout. I believe that's antimatter. I think I recognize those guns.
Yes, that is indeed antimatter. Go to Flying Hound Travel to book your travel. I booked a trip to England and Ireland last year when I thought the pandemic was over. But I had a good time regardless.
Antimatter, one of the key pieces of Flying Hound for context. But
Yes.
we're back into the action. Janice Joplin against 2.0. See that old jammer matchup, and Janice Joplin going to go take us back in time, where she takes lead jam all the time. Aside from 2 times this game.
Aside from 2 times.
For shame, Janice. For shame.
For
I kid.
Janice is fast. Calling out the jam before 2.0 can reach and score a point.
Fast and amazing track awareness. Just like always calling off the jams at just the right time. So another quick 4 hit it and quit it points for the Quad Cities. Single blocker in the box for Fargo. Quad Cities at full strength.
All right, Crystalica skating for Quad Cities on the line in the white. Riot Rita for Fargo-Morehead in the blue.
Crystalica doing a good job. Pushed the whole Fargo-Morehead wall forward like 3 feet, forcing the no pack. But it is going to be Riot Rita getting through first with the lead jam. Crystalica, though, right on her heels.
Fast on her heels.
Fast moving pack. Nice whip taken from Riot Rita off
Whoa,
of Mallflower.
that was awesome.
Eked her out just enough to pick out 3 points on that pass for Fargo-Morehead. 4 for Quad Cities. Very close jam. Very exciting jam. Brings our score to Fargo-Morehead 63. Quad Cities 189. We've got just about 10 minutes remaining in this game of roller derby.
That's 10 minutes of exciting skating action, Rich.
Oh, yeah. Both teams at full strength. We've got J-Mitts on the line for Fargo in blue. Dauntless for Quad Cities in the white. Dauntless forcing her way up to the front, getting one by one by these blockers. Cut assessed to Mallflower for Fargo-Morehead.
That gives Dauntless a lead jammer status while J-Mitts is still working her way through the pack.
Marijuana for Quad Cities, the pivot out there for this jam, doing a great job just with the track awareness and calling out directions to her team out there. Has been very integral in keeping their skaters where they need to be. Love to see and hear that kind of communication. Oh, Nate. Penalty on J-Mitts sends the jammer for Fargo to the box. It's a power jam for Quad Cities, and they have the lead. So we'll see how long they want to keep this jam going or if they'll opt to ice J-Mitts.
I'm glad I don't make that choice.
Yeah. I mean, I feel especially as the game starts getting to this point where it's the end, it might help a little bit more to keep that jammer in the game a little longer because especially with a 3-jammer rotation where they've had to be careful about getting 2.0 out there with the number of penalties she's.
It's to sit down and stand up. That's an extra squat you're doing.
Yeah. All right, so jam will be called. Fargo-Morehead is held to 0, but in that jam, 11 points put up by Quad Cities. So still a pretty solid hold there by Fargo.
Quad Cities breaking the bicentennial.
200 points exactly. That's their trend for the game. Just like we're going to hit these marks
And then
exactly.
Stop. Yep. Both teams at full.
Yeah, looks like Fargo. All right, they did just barely field one more blocker in time, just not quite in time to be a part of that initial lineup. So it's Janice Joplin with lead for Quad Cities. 2.0 out for Fargo-Morehead.
Oh, no.
Picks up a cut. I believe that is just number 6.
Just number 6. Okay. So she's still safe. Got one more.
So this is a power jam for Janice Joplin and the Quad Cities. With Fargo-Morehead, they have a full blocking contingent who have nothing to do but try to ruin Jamis's day. But Jamis's friends have nothing to do but try to help their friend.
Right. And so Jamis picks up another 4 points, or her initial 4 points for the jam.
There are 2 blockers in the box for Quad Cities, so only 2 blockers out there. But Jam has done a pretty good job of just wiggling through the seams.
2.0 coming back out with a vengeance.
Yeah, nicely done there by 2.0. Makes her way to the front of the pack. Becomes eligible to score points just as the Jam is called.
That's 9 more points, it looks like, for Quad Cities. Fargo-Morehead held at 63 to 209. Come back tomorrow. We've got more. We get to see both of these teams individually skate against Madison Roller Derby. The first game against Fargo-Morehead and against Madison, 9:25 a.m. Central. Madison against Quad City at 11 a.m. Central.
Antimatter taking us back to the gun show as we have an official timeout. A little bit of a zebra huddle in the middle to sort things out. Once again, an invitation to any of y'all who are in the Madison area or who will perhaps be in the Madison area the weekend of September 17th and 18th. Madison Roller Derby is going to have a booth down at the Willie Street Fair.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so like that's always a really fun time. We've missed the last few years because I don't know, there was something going on.
I heard there's something. I don't pay attention to the news.
Something going around. It was, you probably didn't hear about it.
I heard it like it was a cold or something. I don't know.
But so Madison Roller Derby is always we've always taken part in the parade is a part of the fair. Maintain a booth present there where you can come and check out some merch. A lot of vintage merch too, like stuff that you don't see in print anymore. We bring out the old stuff and say like, hey, let's see if anybody is interested in this stuff.
Oh, nice.
And
Deep cuts.
Antimatter, not like dancing at the gun show. I'm impressed. This is that's commitment, and especially towards the end of the game, that's a level of energy that I respect. But anyway, the Willie Street Fair. We'll be down there with a booth. Come and check us out. You can come and say hey to some of your favorite skaters. Meet some others who maybe you've not known, as we've got plenty of new people. And speaking of new people, you can come and chat with us about joining Madison Roller Derby, either as a skater, or as an official, or as an announcer, or a non-skating official, or just somebody who supports the league, has some sort of participation. We would love to see you. So come on down to the Willie Street Fair September 17th and 18th to see Madison Roller Derby there.
Roller Derby is for everyone.
Can confirm. Getting back to the action on the track. Rita Riot with the run up on the inside, but takes a cut. So goes directly to the box, does not collect $200. It'll be lead jam going to Quad Cities jammer Crystallica. Nice stop there by Nutmeg, or nice slow down, nice waylay of Crystallica there. And then quickly goes right back to the pack. Just flown, woo! Nice apex jump attempt, but kind of body blocked there by Nutmeg. Anita Knapp taking Crystallica down. Says like, here, you need a nap.
Yeah.
You need a nap, Crystallica. It's very nice. What a frenetic, crazy, high energy end to that jam. And all of that said and done, we will see 4 points put up by Quad Cities, 0 for Fargo-Morehead, as Fargo-Morehead calls for an official review. And you know what, Nate? Would you like to go down there and give an ear, or shall I?
Yeah, I can do that.
All right, cool. Well, I will hang out here. I'll hold down the fort while Assassinate goes and sticks his head into the zebra huddle to make it so they don't have to run out and tell us what's going on. There he goes with that beautiful blue blazer and flowing locks. Be brave, be safe. Zebras don't bite often. So if you're interested in following more about any of our teams today, as we've said, we've got Quad City Rollers out on the Facebooks. And for Fargo-Morehead, it's FM Derby Girls on Facebook. Madison Roller Derby being Madison Roller Derby on Facebook. Check out all of those locations, those social media pages. Just catch up on what all is going on with these leagues, what we've got going on, how you can join us and come and have fun with us. Love to see you. So we do only have, our clock is stopped at 5 minutes and 29 seconds for this game. So sadly, the day of roller derby here at Fast Forward will end soon, but we do have those 2 more games coming up tomorrow here at Fast Forward. Check out Madison Roller Derby's YouTube page right here. It's going to be 9:25 a.m. Central Time for Madison versus Fargo-Morehead and 11 a.m. Central Time for Madison versus Quad Cities. Nate, what's going on down there?
All right, so the Fargo was looking for a penalty. The jammer made contact with the blocker while in the air doing an apex jump. They're looking for airborne contact. No penalty.
Okay. I was questioning, like, when I saw that, I was like, oh, that looked like it was really close contact. I thought of that, but since no penalty was called, I assumed that the officials were on it, and clearly they were. Thank you very much, sir, for bringing us that information.
You're welcome.
Back to the action on the track. It's Dauntless for Quad Cities up against J Mitz for Fargo-Morehead. Big hit to the floor. I heard the strength of those knee pads hitting the floor was quite loud. It's going to be J Mitz through to take lead jam. Blocker to the box for Fargo-Morehead. Dauntless through right behind J Mitz. Snuck right up on the inside. J Mitz will call off the jam, but not quite before Dauntless sneaks away 2 points.
Just catching my breath here.
Yeah, it's a long, intense game. So I certainly do not begrudge any skaters taking a moment to breathe where they can.
All right, we have a new jammer in the rotation for Quad Cities. That's Lady Gotcha lining up against 2.0. Oh,
2.0 is out there jamming for Fargo. Nice. Sneaks through on the inside.
Who was that? Which one? Oh, okay, yeah. I'm sorry, I interrupted you. I was so excited. It was 2.0 taking lead jammer status.
It's very exciting because Lady Gotcha snuck right in there. You weren't sure who was going to come out with the lead, but it is 2.0 who will call off the jam as Lady Gotcha is up in the front there. So wise to stem the damage here for Quad Cities, or for Fargo-Morehead by Quad Cities. As we line up for Jam 21 of this second half, Fargo-Morehead at 63, Quad Cities 218, 3 minutes and 30 seconds remain to play. Both teams are at full strength. Riot Rita back on the line for Fargo-Morehead in the blue. Crystallica jamming for Quad Cities in the white. And a penalty called on Darth Baber for Quad Cities. Send her to the box.
And that is Riot Rita taking lead jammer status. Riot Rita wearing, I love the bout fit.
It's classy. We've got a forearm penalty called on Crystallica. So now this is a power jam for Riot Rita and Fargo-Morehead. The power of the bout fit compels you.
It's the kind of the color scheme that you don't have to see the number to know who's lining up.
Yeah, I as an announcer with not great eyes, I appreciate that.
4 more points for Riot Rita. You know what? Another good derby name would be Marga Rita.
Oh, that's good. Only 2 blockers on the track for Quad Cities, given a pretty good time for Riot Rita. And Riot Rita is going to call the jam right as Crystallica comes back to the track. However, those 2 blockers for Quad Cities are still sitting in the box. So going to be a nice, advantageous position for Fargo-Morehead going into this next jam.
Take advantage of the big 12-point jam they just had, which is it's nothing to sneeze at. I believe the largest was that 13-point jam that we both yelled about. Yep. Otherwise, the 12 points has been kind of the standard upper echelon mark.
Absolutely. It's not really been going too far past that. We are taking another official timeout. See Baber leaving the track. Not quite certain if that was a foul out or another reason, but Baber leaving the track. possibly for hydration, possibly for gear maintenance. I can do nothing but speculate wildly, and boy, oh boy, are you lucky, because that's what I'm good at. Maybe she found a mouse in her wheels.
I think that's what it was, actually. I see it. It's a little mouse. It's cute.
All right, so not as bad a situation for Quad Cities going into this next jam, assuming things don't shift. Actually, so they may be talking about penalties because I see quite a few officials kind of huddled around that Quad Cities side of the bench. So maybe it is bad. But what I was going to say was that there is a single Fargo-Morehead blocker in the box. So it's only one blocker advantage that they'll be going in with, that Fargo-Morehead will be going into this next jam.
And as far as next jam is concerned, we are only 2 minutes and change left in the whole game.
Yeah.
So we might get one or two, at least two.
Yeah. This could actually be entirely possibly be our last jam if it goes for the full 2 minutes or about 25 seconds shy of that. But as into this jam, we've got Jay Mitz for Fargo, Dauntless for Quad City.
And Dauntless is helping defense.
Oh, a multiplayer block called on Marijuana for Quad Cities, just as the other Quad Cities blockers return to the track.
It's Jay Mitz taking lead jammer status for Fargo-Morehead.
Dauntless right on her heels. Dauntless picking up speed. Jay Mitz is going to need to put some hustle on if she's going to want to stay ahead. Both jammers coming in at the same time. Dauntless taking the hit on Jay Mitz. Will force the call off, but does ensure that we will get at least one more jam.
No, it's...
All right. What will likely be the final jam of this game. Pivot for Quad Cities is in the box. It's going to be Lady Gotcha back on the line, jamming for Quad Cities up against 2.0 for Fargo-Morehead. Lady Gotcha putting her hands in the air, waving them like she just don't care, making it very clear that she's not using those arms in any untoward fashion.
Right.
Will get lead jam for the Quad Cities.
Arms, a.k.a. penalty sticks.
And speaking of which, 2.0 does just pick up a forearm of her own, and that will bring her to 7 penalties. So 2.0 has now fouled out of this game with in the final jam.
Way to
hold it on, picking up 5 penalties in the first half, but only getting those 2 at the end of the second half. But now Lady Gotcha gets to go on a tear until our period clock is just about to run out. So 4 more points on that pass. And we are officially on the pleasure of the Quad Cities time, and they're like, nope, we can end this game.
What a game it was. Very exciting. Big score discrepancy, but both teams giving their all the entire time.
Oh, absolutely. And really, there's, clearly a bigger spread has been acquired here by the Quad Cities in the second half. But that first half, they got a full 100-point lead. And it wasn't until the second half that Fargo-Morehead started to really, really slow them down. So obviously didn't quite bring it close enough to win the game, but they kept fighting throughout the entire game and kept it competitive and brought it closer. I thought it was amazing to watch. At no point did it feel like it was a disparate game.
Right. If you were to watch each jam individually, it would play like it was a close game.
Yeah.
So that which I as a fan,
it
enjoy watching.
Kept me excited and engaged all game long. I hope you all feel the same. Thank you all so much for joining us. I had a blast. Nate,
I had so much fun.
Oh, good.
I had so much fun, and I'm looking forward to having more fun tomorrow.
Yes, that's right. Join us back here tomorrow. We're going to be at 9:25 a.m. ish Central Time, where Madison will be taking on Fargo-Morehead, and then after that game wraps, we'll have a short break and get into Madison taking on the Quad Cities at around 11 o'clock.
Yeah, so come back then, and thank you for watching. I'm Assassinate.
I'm Rich Mahogany. And, it's been great having you here. If you want to come on down to the Monona Skate Park in about an hour and a half, folks will start filtering in down there. Come join us, get your skate on. But otherwise, come back tomorrow for some more roller derby action. Thanks, and take care.